Besides that, it also includes the application classification, it includes geolocation, database, it includes threat risk level database, and many others. So those databases that is hosted as part of the Global Intelligence Network, we are using intelligence service. The name of the service is intelligence service. It is a subscription service that will be purchased separately so that your proxy is able to download the databases based on what database you want to use. Okay? So what happens is, based on your requirement, you can purchase a bundle service. So for example, you have content categories, security categories. So this service is feeding your content or your proxy with different categories that you used earlier. All right? If you plan to use URL threat risk level, then you can get this service as well as part of the advanced web bundle. So this one, the URL threat risk level, is another database that we use to identify URLs based on its risk level. We will look at this in a bit more details later on. And likewise, geolocation and also application control. So if you think that you want to use these features, then you can get it as a data feed, which you pay based on subscription. And this data feed, your proxy will be downloading databases and you can use them in the policy. Okay? So earlier, we have discussed the content or the categories already. Right? We have take a look at the application control as well. So next, we will check out the URL threat risk level as well as the geolocation database on how you can use them and download them in your proxy. So first up is the geolocation. So as the name implies, so most of us understand what a geolocation is. It is in fact on our application, it is a identification of an IP address to where is that IP address located, geographically. So what is the use case of this? Before, when we use this feature, we introduced for reverse proxy functionality, whereby if you are hosting a website and you do not want people from certain country to access your website, you can create a policy to deny them based on their geolocation, identified as their country name. Okay? So now with forward proxy, which is what we are basically discussing, with forward proxy, what you can do is you can create policies such as when people is trying to access, when your user is accessing websites based on the geolocation of the website, you can deny them from accessing those websites. So let's say, websites that are hosted maybe in Australia. You do not want people from accessing website hosted in Australia. So you can create policy based on the geolocation database. All right. Another database is the threat risk level database. So what is this threat risk level database? So basically, as what you have known already, all websites at the internet, we are categorizing it and we put them into 85 different categories based on what that website is all about. Besides categorizing website, we have created another database based on the level of risk of the URL. Okay? So for example, the level of risk is from 1 to 10. If the website is high risk, for example, maybe some torrent website, free download website. So maybe those type of websites are high risk websites. So the level of that website, the risk level, is maybe 8 or 9 or 10, right? But if you are trying to access, let's say, internet banking website, right, brokerage website or trading website or health-related website, those websites are of low risk. So that website or those websites might fall under, risk level 1, risk level, or risk level 2. Okay, so basically that is the database, that is what the database is all about. Identifying websites based on the risk level. And then you can start to create policy based on the risk level. All right, so these are the different levels. So we have low risk, we have medium risk, and we have high risk. So in a nutshell, that is how we classify them, right, based on the risk level of the website. So you can start to create policies such as this, where if the risk level is between, 1 to 3, maybe you just want to selectively block them or do not allow downloading of executable file without examining it. If the risk level is 7 to 10, maybe you would want to block requests to those websites. Right? So in order to use it, you have to make sure that for the geolocation, for example, you have to make sure that you enable that feature. So under geolocation general, you have to enable it. Download the database. For the threat risk level, also you have to make sure you have enabled it and then download it. You can verify if the proxy is licensed to use it if you go to maintenance, licensing, and then subscription. So these are the data feed that your proxy is receiving, geolocation and threat risk level. So once you enable that, then you can start using them in the policy. All right, so when you click set, new, and over here you have a URL threat risk. So let's say the URL threat risk is from 7 to 10, right? So let's say, 7 to 10, I will deny it. Okay, so you can start to do a test for that. So let's try. We have a test website, again, over here at site review at Bluecoat. Here is the threat risk. Click on this test page. So I know we have blocked 7 to 10, right? That is what in our policy. Is it? Let's check a look. So 7 to 10 is denied. So we can try 6 first. So we should be able to see a page. So here we can see a page. But if you try 7, then we are getting denied. Likewise, over here, we are also getting denied. Okay? So that's how you use the risk level. So so you click set, new, right? So use the geolocation feature, destination, host, right? Resolve country, right? Based on the geolocation here. Okay? Then you can also create policy, right? So let's say deny them. Okay? So that is how you use this feature. All right. So with that, let's see. Okay, so this is what we will do. We will take your break. So that we will take a break. Let me see. Bit early for some, bit late for others, and very early for others. So anyway, we'll just take a break.